Time for an episode today about road tripping.
Yeah.
Where we are going to go.
Don't the Red Hot Chili Peppers have that song, Road Trippin' with my two best friends or something like that? I don't remember the words. It's been a while.
I think the song is called Road Trippin'.
I think it is.
I think so, yeah.
Road Trippin' with... I don't remember the words.
Yeah. That's okay. Don't want to get us copyright struck on YouTube.
If I was that good.
Singing. Right. I will give you some credit. Back in the day in college, you did an awesome rendition of Get Lucky.
Oh,
you hit those Pharrell notes pretty good, my man.
I don't know about that.
I mean, we might have had a couple beers at the time, too, so, made all of us think a little better of our abilities.
The thing is, I don't know how to sing, so, even doing that for,
Like, you've not been formally trained.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Even doing that, a couple times in a basement drunkenly will ruin my voice for the next day.
Oh, for sure.
Because I just no actual training.
You're actually just screaming.
So even
you don't know it.
I feel like even off of the tiny bit of singing training that my piano teacher gave me, I was just like, oh yeah, no, everything I did, she would tell me not to do.
Right. Oh, for sure.
But it was fun. Maybe we can. I do love Red Hot Chili Peppers. Maybe next time we can work in some from that album. Was that Californication? That was a good album.
I mean, all their albums are pretty solid.
Yeah,
I guess
true.
The new ones I haven't listened to as much.
I kind of lost interest after. What was the one after that? Danny California?
No, that was Stadium Arcadium.
I like that one.
Yep, that's a good one.
The double album. That album had a lot of songs on it.
I'm trying to think of the one. Yeah, I don't remember now off the top of my head.
Danny California was on Stadium Arcadium.
I think it might be one of the first tracks on the album.
I know that was one of their hits off of the album.
Oh, it was one of the big ones.
Yeah,
that album had some big ones. That's also some great great road trip music as well. I've actually listened to the Chili Peppers when I've gone down to Ohio to visit my sister.
I would say, I would say a key to a good road trip playlist is sing along ability.
For sure,
that's the key. And obviously, there's stuff you can listen to that's not sing alongable, but that's always. Well, that's always something that I like to go towards. It's something that both me and whoever's in the car with me, we could all sing along to.
Oh, that's always fun. Some car karaoke.
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing is, too, I really like for a long road trip an album where you can just slide it in and listen to every single song on the album.
Yeah.
So just start to finish. One of my favorites is Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the first ones when I was younger, when I started to drive when I was 16. When I was 16, I listened to Zeppelin and the Beatles and Pink Floyd and all that kind of stuff, Jimi Hendrix.
Dark Side of the Moon is definitely a tough one to have to stop in the middle.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. You just kind of have to listen to it. It's one thing, essentially.
Well, and the way the songs sound, too, if you, just change to a random one, there's always kind of a weird intro.
Yeah.
They
the clocks from the last song. Or just
right.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's how I like to listen to music in general. Is just front to back. I'm not a huge fan of just playlists of random songs. And obviously, if I'm at a party, I'd prefer a playlist of random songs than just an album from front to back. But I agree with you. The road trip is the perfect time to listen to whatever album and as many albums as you want, and just give it a good full listen of an album you love front to back.
You can tune in to the Untranslatable podcast.
That's true. That's true.
And so we might as well say hello and welcome to the Untranslatable podcast. We're here today, as I've mentioned, to talk about road tripping. And we're really excited to discuss some different places where we'd like to road trip and some suggestions. I think the next two episodes really we'll be talking about more U.S. type of themes, I think, the way I view it. And I think for kind of good reason. We have some exciting things going on right now in the U.S., Jared. A little bit, we've had a peaceful transition of power so far. So that's been great.
It's funny. Do they always say peaceful transition, or do they just say that now? Is that
I think they say it now.
Say it?
Well,
okay.
I think. I mean,
because it's just funny that we have to clarify.
They used the terminology, I think, under Obama, like a smooth transition, or they worded it some way.
But
transition
peaceful
of
is
power.
just very specific to this year. It's all right, everyone, let's chill out.
After what happened at the Capitol, for good reason. For good reason.
Did you watch the peaceful transition? I watched the
inauguration.
Yeah.
I was working, so I only watched bits and pieces of it. But I tell you what, I
just had it on in the background.
Right. I actually don't have the TV on when I work up here, but my parents had it on. I caught bits and pieces of it.
Wait, but are you on Zoom calls for your work all day? Okay. See, I look at PowerPoint and Excel, so I just had it up on the screen behind me, and
Lady Gaga did
she was great.
Star Spangled Banner, right?
People were making fun of her brooch that looked like she was in the Hunger Games.
Right.
Yeah, but she can sing. I'll give her to her that she killed it
for sure.
Jennifer Lopez did. Was it America the Beautiful?
I think so. Yeah. The memes afterwards were also great.
She did she said something in Spanish in the middle, and people were like, "Oh, the what do you call it? The closed captioning guy really freaked out there."
Right.
And it just said yelling in Spanish.
Oh no! Did it really?
It said yelling in foreign language or something like that.
Oh god, that's terrible. But then again, those CC people,
what is he
they're not
supposed
trained to sings in Spanish.
And then but it literally was a yell. She wasn't even singing. And then at the end, she said, "Let's get crazy" or something. Nice. I heard people saying that. That's
okay.
Listen, people like to make fun of her singing abilities.
Who, J-Lo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't, and listen, all I'm going to say, this is all I'm going to say. I'm not going to make fun of her singing abilities.
Sounds like you're about to make fun of her singing abilities. I'm going to say she's got to have one of the best teams out there. Like one of the best, like, manager agent. Okay.
I don't know how she is. The president to be essentially has his pick of or whoever's choosing. Almost essentially has their pick. You know, they probably can't get what's that Michigan rock guy? That
Ted Nugent.
They probably
favorite.
can't get Ted Nugent. There's another Michigan rock guy. They probably can't get Kid Rock.
Probably not. Nope.
But other than that, you know, they even got Garth Brooks.
That was hilarious. I didn't even realize that. I went back to watch it later. Have they talked about it on Your Mom's House yet?
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know if an episode. No, this was just on. I was on Wednesday, so an episode hasn't come out since then. But
can we just say we really hope that Your Mom's House
they're
covers
talk about it.
I really hope they do.
Going to talk about it. Yeah. It was a ridiculous thing to watch.
It
too.
was so
funny. He was so like dramatic. I thought he was about to cry, and then he gave some people hugs and literally sprant off the stage. I'm like, oh, it was a weird show, but I don't know how Jennifer Lopez gets these gigs because it's like you have your choice of almost any American singer to sing this song, and how is J-Lo your choice? It's like she just stands there and sings, and that's who you think should be the singer. It was just like
basically what you're saying is J-Lo is well known for her choreography.
It exposes her as a very good performer,
right?
But not necessarily a good singer specifically.
Okay.
It was just very underwhelming, I would say.
Okay.
And I just found it very interesting. I was like, you could choose from anyone. But you chose,
and Garth Brooks. I still don't know Garth Brooks
crazy
either.
I
get Lady Gaga. I think she nailed it.
Sure, she nailed it.
How hilarious would it have been if they would have picked Fergie? Do you remember? Do you remember? It was during, I think, one of the NBA All-Star games a couple years back where Fergie. You haven't seen this?
What happened?
Okay, can you on your either your phone real quick or your computer just pop up Fergie National Anthem. And you've seen it with like Steph Curry's in the background and Draymond Green, all these guys, and they're trying not to like laugh and crack up.
I thought you were gonna say there was some sort of beef between Lady Gaga and Fergie that I didn't know about.
No.
I remember that.
But she just did a very let's just put it this way, a very liberal rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. Fergie's
she really
version.
Drew it out. Mm-hmm. But like there's one thing to draw it out. But Christina Aguilera does the draw out thing, but at least Christina Aguilera can sing.
She's got some pipes.
Yeah, Fergie,
right?
Not so much.
I mean, I think Fergie can sing. She just doesn't have the type of range, maybe, that like a Christina Aguilera.
So
would
yeah,
have.
okay. So she can sing,
the way
but not the way she was singing the song.
Right. Right.
Stick to your
different talents.
Your lane.
Yeah. You know.
Okay.
It would be like if we tried to do a cooking podcast. You know, like you know how to cook. I'm a terrible cook. It would it'd be kind of an interesting podcast actually. But
that's the byline.
But the point is,
he knows how to cook. He doesn't.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah. So, the one thing though, the reason why I brought up the inauguration a little bit is I do want to mention two things about. Oh, that is hilarious. Okay, great minds think alike, Jared. We both have Bernie Sanders, the Bernie Sanders arms crossed with a mittens meme on our notes for today's episode here.
I saw that live, by the way.
I didn't see it live, but you better believe like an hour later. I'm pretty sure it only took an hour, didn't it, or so, for it to become memeified?
It was almost immediately. Yeah. It was so funny though because it was the perfect juxtaposition. Because it was like there was a lot of Yas queening to like like Michelle Obama's outfit, or like like, oh, look at how great this person looks, or look at what this person, and then Bernie just comes in with the same jacket First of all, someone tweeted like, "Look, he wore this jacket at this, and it's like,
well, there's the meme that's like, I'm now asking you for your funds or whatever. That one meme or whatever, it's the same jacket.
Yeah. And it's like
same exact jacket.
Oh yeah, another meme that he's a popular meme of his.
He's like smiling outside,
it's like, he has a winter jacket. First of all, I've been wearing the same winter jacket since 8th grade. No lie.
Right? I've seen it. It's
in my car right now.
It's a cool jacket. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, Jared.
But it's just a perfect juxtaposition because this, I'm actually surprised that this meme became the one. This is the one where he's sitting, legs folded, arms just barely crossed over each other. But the one that I enjoyed more was when he was walking
in. The envelope.
He had an envelope and it looked like an exposed check in his hand. And people were making jokes like this is just
going to
one
hand
of
out
his
the
stops.
stimmies.
Yeah.
Or he's going to the post
like
office.
Running errands.
Yeah. I saw one that was for Bernie, Joe's inauguration wasn't even his main thing of his day.
Yes, that's
he was just popping by, just rolling through real quick.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I gotta stop here on my way to like the post office or something.
You know what is so funny about all of this though, and what I love about meme culture though, Jared, is his meme has now turned into a sweatshirt for charity. Have you heard about this?
I've seen the sweater. I didn't realize it was for charity.
Yeah, and it is sold out. And so apparently all the proceeds go to Meals on Wheels in Vermont, which is where Bernie's a legislator.
Yeah.
Is he a congressman or
I think he's a senator.
Senator. And I should know that. But
I mean, I'm just guessing to be clear.
Right. But anyways, the funny thing is, though, I went to see, because honestly, dude, this sweatshirt looks dope. I mean, it's like either a black or a brown sweatshirt with Bernie just crossed over, and it says Bernie below.
I'm a big fan of the crew neck sweater, too. Yeah, and the sweater is almost as basic as his pose. Like, it's perfect. It's not some...
not a fancy hoodie.
Yeah, I like it. And I'm glad it's for charity.
Sold out though, dude. I went to look to see if I could nab one. Sold out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Sold out.
I can imagine. And I'm glad it's for charity. I bet you they're going to be selling it like on the secondary market for like double, triple the price. It's going to be like some rare pair of Jordans. That was another thing. Is there was in the background when Klobuchar was talking. That's who that was. Klobuchar.
I think so.
That was the MC essentially. In the back, you could see someone with these super rare Air Force One Dior's, I believe is what they're called. Have you heard of this? You're more of a shoe person than me.
I have not, no.
Dior, which is like
it's a designer brand.
Yeah, it's like a super nice.
I've seen those online before.
Air Force One, $11,000 on StockX.
Unreal.
And people and Deezus from Deezus and Miro just saw it like out of the corner in the very background behind Klobuchar, and people were trying to find who it was, and they did a whole bunch of
sleuthing,
as the Black Guy Who Tips calls it, Black Twitter or not Black Twitter, Twitter CSI.
Oh, nice! That's
was
hilarious.
On the case. And they found out that it was Kamala's like a I don't know, brother-in-law or something, or like her nephew-in-law. But it was just funny that people were like doing all this deep digging.
That's so wild though, dude, that like you can charge for a rare pair of shoes like $11,000, and some people will buy them.
But it's also, Air Force One, obviously, or Jordan 1,
iconic.
Air Force One, is iconic. But it's
super
also
iconic.
It's like the co-branding with Dior, which is also a luxury brand. I imagine that's the Dior that they're referencing.
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I imagine.
I like sneakers, but I'm no sneakerhead expert.
Yeah, I'm not. You know more than me, but I know nothing. I call them Air Force Ones, which are completely different. Air Force Ones are just like the chunky shoe that everyone's had at some point.
Especially if you see like Hoodville on Instagram, there's always the memes about the dude that wears the all black Air Force Ones.
The classic. I had
or the chick wearing the all black ones.
Oh yeah, you don't mess with that person.
Yep. That's what a lot of the memes say, at least.
I'll say this. I don't want to say that it's weird. It's actually been. I don't want to say I miss Trump being on Twitter because I don't. But it has been social media.
A slow couple of weeks
over the past week or so since he's been gone has been weird. Like it's been. There's been almost no real catastrophe happening.
I kind of like it. It's kind of nice.
I haven't thought. I don't think about Trump all the time because it's even though I don't follow him on Twitter, it's inevitable that I'm going to come across one of his tweets by someone trying to dunk on him or something, or someone saying something, saying this is terrible or whatever, and just not having in my life has been it's been weirdly peaceful.
Yeah. It's great.
It's great.
It's such a...
And I feel like I wonder what the news is doing. They're like, well, we have nothing to talk about. And he at least
kind of true.
At least for now, I am actually, I don't want to say impressed, but he has actually like stayed away over the past week.
Well, speaking of memes, I saw a meme about like comedians and like late night talk show hosts about like, what are they going to talk about now?
I saw that. People talking about that. Yeah. I mean, that's a good question. That's a good question.
And Trump was kind of an easy target, I think, for a lot of comedians, a lot of, Stephen Colbert. I think I would guess like 60% of his stuff was probably Trump related a couple weeks back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't watch any of those, but I'd believe it. Or like SNL. Like that's a main part of SNL's joke. I mean, it's probably easier for SNL to come up with
then again,
things.
they're going to make jokes about Biden.
Sure.
You know they are. They're probably going to make old jokes, And I mean, I was looking at pictures of the inauguration, and dude looks old. I mean, there's no way around it, I mean, he
he didn't give a bad speech though. He gave a good speech. Like he's old, sure, but like I think people are like overplayed sort of like him being out of it. I don't think he's as like out of it as people claim he is.
You know what? One thing I didn't even realize though, I never watched actually the interview with him and Cardi B. And
I haven't either.
And there's, it's just so funny to see. I forget. I was watching something on YouTube the other day. It was related to like Biden and his like run and like the campaign and all that. And that was a part of the campaign. And it was just so funny because what happened was Cardi B said something and then she like went like skur or something like that, and he just looked confused because I highly doubt he really listens to much hip hop or rap music, and just would be confused.
Well, that's actually it's funny that you say that, because when we were talking about like the late night and SNL and stuff, I was also thinking, I was like, who watches that?
Right.
I was like, I don't watch any of that, and I haven't in a while.
Do though.
But I'm like, yeah, but no one like younger than us, like, are there like whatever the generation, Gen Y, are there Gen Yers watching SNL?
I don't know. Maybe not.
I can't imagine.
Are they too young?
I don't even think that it's that they're too young. I just don't think they care.
Right.
Like it's not like they couldn't handle the like, oh, the humor is too adult, or like, oh, they can't see this. This is gonna. I think they're old enough to watch it. I just don't think they care.
Right. Well, I think the other thing is nowadays with YouTube.
Exactly.
Like you can just see the funny clips and not have to watch all of it. And,
exactly. Yeah, you don't have to watch all the flops. Just watch the ones that go popular, go viral.
Well, I've been going down a bunch of different rabbit holes because this year a bunch of guitar companies have released their new gear. So I've been going down YouTube rabbit holes for that. I've been starting to get more into cars, as we've talked about, as I'm probably going to be hopefully upgrading my vehicle at some point in the future. And so been going down.
Mach-E you've decided on?
Yeah, I hope. That would be so great, dude. Are you kidding me? That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That's a sweet car. But speaking of cars, actually, Jared, that's actually a really nice transition. Let's talk about, this is going to be a little bit different than our usual untranslatables.
Okay.
But I have some car names that have some really funny meanings in different languages.
So
I thought this would be kind of a fun thing to talk about
for
today.
the road trip episode. Also, Car Throttle. I don't go to them, but I am familiar with them. I follow them on Instagram.
So let's. So I guess a little shout out to Car Throttle as well. First one on the list, Jared, is the Mazda La Puta.
La Puta.
What languages do you think that might have some issues with, Jared?
I imagine that's a tough sell in a lot of Spanish countries.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
why would that be, Jared?
Well, La Puta is the bitch. I was actually going to say Chevrolet had a similar problem with, but it's the next one on the list now, I see, with the Nova, which honestly I think is even worse than the La Puta. That's kind of fun.
Right.
I
La Puta is hilarious.
Mazda, the bitch.
Right.
But there was also a very popular car in the U.S. Lada. Is that a different? Can you scroll down? Is that a different car? Oh no, in a different market it was sold as a Lada, I imagine.
Yep. Yeah.
So the Chevy Nova was sold in America and very popular in America, but it didn't really go over as well in Spanish-speaking countries.
And why is that, Jared?
Because Nova is Spanish for no go.
Yep. Which is not what you want to think about with your car.
Not a great marketing scheme.
Kind of like how some people say with Ford, it means fix or repair daily.
Oh,
I had a couple Chevy truck fans in my high school, and they'd always say, you're driving in with your Ford.
This is
Fix or repair it daily.
And they have that with Fiat too. Fix it again, Tony.
Oh, okay. Well, when I'm
Tony
zooming,
with an I, by the way.
Okay, nice.
Italian.
Of course.
No, I just made that
Antonio.
up. I don't
Well,
know.
of course. Well, when I'm zooming by them one day in their shitty old Chevy pickup trucks in my Mach-E, we'll see who has to fix or repair daily. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, here's another good one. The Hyundai Kona. And so this one, I believe it was in, was it Portugal? Let's see here.
See, when I think of Kona, I think of coffee. Isn't that like Hawaiian coffee? Is that
it?
like a
Maybe could be?
I feel like
Could be
Kona,
a brand or something.
Kona sparks coffee in my head.
Okay.
Kona coffee.
Oh, okay.
Kona coffee is it's a kind of coffee essentially. I want to see where it came from, but they really.
Is it good? I'll have to try it. Is that?
Yeah, it's from Hawaii.
That dude looks like Charles Darwin in that picture on that Wikipedia article.
Samuel Ruggles brought coffee to the Kona district in 1828.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Hawaiian coffee.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, let's see if they mention that. Maybe they will here. You might argue that most cars on this list are pretty old, right? This one is newer. Oh, do you happen to know? Sorry to put you on the spot here, Jared. Do you know when the Kona might have come out?
Probably around 2016, maybe.
Okay. Oh, so it's only 4 years old. Okay, so it's fairly new. The recently introduced Hyundai Kona proves the opposite. Its name sounds very familiar to the Portuguese word Kona, but with a C, not a K, which is a very vulgar expression for the female genitalia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So okay, I could see how that would be an
came
issue.
out in 2018.
Hyundai's solution to the problem: the Kona will be sold as the Kauai, I don't know how you even say that. It's Kauai, a main island on Hawaii on the Portuguese market.
So Kona, it seems like the usage of Kona was supposed to inspire something Hawaiian.
Mm-hmm. Seems like it, yep.
Because they're changing it to another Hawaiian name.
Yep. The main, yeah. Exactly.
And that happens. I've seen and I can't now I'm going to put myself on the spot. But like there are examples of that happening where, different markets get the same car but they name it something differently.
Right.
It's just like it's all just, the name is just marketing. How can we make
Ford does that with the US cars and some of the German cars, I thought. To some extent, don't they? I thought there were a couple models when I was over there that they had a different name than
they have models that they don't have here.
Okay.
Oh, the Mondeo.
Okay.
The Mondeo is the Fusion.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then there are models that they have in Europe that they don't have here, and vice versa.
Right.
But
another funny one, speaking of Kona though, Jared, is Opel. They had a car called the Escona, which was also unpopular in Portugal.
For the same reason?
I guess so.
Escona, okay.
Oh, because it's like it's Kona, Escona, right?
I see. Yeah, so you're just sort of pointing to it at that
Right, which is hilarious. This one's a really funny one, Jared. The Toyota MR2. Mm-hmm. Can you take a guess what country this might have been popular or I guess unpopular in?
Yeah, I can't figure that out. MR2. Because it's just MR.
Are there any swear words in a foreign language that somehow, if you pronounce the words like the alphabet in that language, MR2 would sound like a bad word? I'm trying to give you a clue here.
MR2. It's not like MFer.
How do you... No.
MR2.
How do you say two in French?
Deux.
How do you say MR?
Oh.
What does that word sound like?
Yes. Oh.
Isn't that great? Isn't that hilarious?
That makes perfect
sounds
sense.
kind of like merde, which is shit in French, right?
Yeah.
And they use merde for all sorts of different, things. But yeah, so the Toyota shit, I guess. So they just changed it, I believe, to the Toyota MR.
Okay.
MR. Yeah.
Makes
so you
sense.
Get rid of the deux. Which is a pretty funny
MR.
one.
I think MR has an actual I think it means mid-rear.
Mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. Very good, Jared.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Wow.
Yeah. That's hilarious, though, isn't
flex
it?
my own knowledge.
Right. Okay, another one from France. Although this time the car in question keeps its name. The Audi TT Coupe is pronounced similar to tête coupe, which is French for cut off head.
Tete coupe.
Oh, thank you. See, I'm not a French speaker.
Yeah, that accent I think means.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So if you are a French murderer, look no further. This is the car for you. That's what the article says. That's hilarious. Okay, interesting. Mitsubishi Town Box. The Mitsubishi Town Box was produced from 1999 till 2011. It's a box-shaped K car. K minivan designed for narrow town streets. How could this straightforward name cause any controversies? Well, the problem was that Mitsubishis often use abbreviation T-Box, which also seems fine, at least until you move the space between the words, because then you're driving around in a car called Mitsubishi Shitbox.
Wait, how does that work?
I'm not... T-Box. Yeah, I don't get that either.
Until you move the space between the words... All right, I don't understand that.
And it doesn't say what language either. Oh, is it in?
Are they saying like, is it somehow you're like censoring? Like it's, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't get that one either. I don't get that one. Anyways, moving on.
Fiat Uno.
Fiat Uno.
Just because it's one?
Probably. Or wait, well, in Finnish, Uno means fool.
Oh.
Also pretty fitting, I guess. Hey, what car do you have? I drive a Fiat Fool. You fool.
Yeah, but I can't imagine that they would change a name for the Finnish market. Like, I don't think the Finnish market of Fiat Uno selling is so big that they need that. Like, it's not like, oh, the Mexican market now doesn't want the Nova. That's a giant market in comparison to like the Finnish market.
Right. Here's one. This is an
I want to know about this next one more than anything.
Honda Fit. No. Okay. Well, anyway, real quick, the Honda Fit is a cool little minivan, at least in China, Japan, and America. In Europe, it's called the Jazz. So
I knew that one. Yeah, okay. I don't know why though.
But did you know that none of these names were originally planned? Honda actually wanted to call it the Fitta. It looks like. However, they ditched that name pretty quickly when they found out it's a very rude expression for female genitalia in Scandinavian languages.
Yeah.
Why is it that these cars just keep coming up as in other languages? Like, that's hilarious.
But having like, it's not shocking to me that people wouldn't figure this out. Having worked in like car, like, or any sort of company, it's like people are making decisions for like these big companies, and it's like most of these people are probably from one country with some various people from other places, I guess. But it's like not everyone knows every language in the world, and it's like they're like, oh, this sounds like a good name, it works. No one's around to be like, I think that's a swear word in Finnish.
Right. Someone just from the back. Or the one meme that they're all in the office and the one guy says, that actually means this in Finnish, and they throw him out the window.
Although I will say, that's a hilarious meme.
Right.
I will say the Nova one's kind of surprising because it's like you expect the Mexican market for a mainstream car is pretty big. Mm-hmm. And Spanish obviously is a pretty common language. It's like you don't have any Spanish speakers in this room.
Right. Well, at least in your office, you're set. Your boss would be like, if it's any Italian words, he'd be like, whoa.
Yeah. Although I'd also imagine, if it were me, I'd also imagine how, even if someone did know, like it's like you're like, my level or something, or it's like, I'm not going to say anything. It's like, why am I going to rock the boat?
That's fair. You don't want to be that guy thrown out the window.
Yeah, they like the name, just let him have the name. Right. It's a great name. I love it. Just agree.
Yep. Next one, here we go. This one I also don't really get, Jared, but here we go. As if the weirdly proportioned retro design, we're talking about a PT Cruiser here, with a big smiling face wasn't yet controversial enough, Chrysler came up with the name PT Cruiser. In theory, PT stands for personal transportation. I did not know that. But in reality, it's pronounced very similar to pity. PT Cruiser. Do you have to be... PT Cruiser... Oh, it's more British.
Oh,
it's British.
Yeah. A pity cruiser.
Yeah.
Pity cruiser.
Hey, mate, look at your little pity cruiser over there.
Which is a hilarious term for that car.
Right.
Do you remember now? Mm-hmm. I remember this. Let me ask you if you remember. We were at Albion, and me, you, and some of our friends were in the car driving somewhere. And it was, I think, essentially silent in the car at the time. But what drove past us on the other side of the street was a pity cruiser with flames painted on it.
Yes, I do remember that.
And we all just simultaneously burst out laughing at this ridiculous-looking pity cruiser.
Was it blue? What color was it?
I don't remember. It actually might have even been nighttime, But I certainly remember
the flames.
that there were flames.
Wasn't an older person driving it too? If I remember,
I don't remember. I don't remember those details.
But yeah, PT Cruisers are hilarious.
Yeah. Well, remember also the people that were plotting to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. They had a PT
Cruiser.
They found someone released a video of their like training sequence to get her, and they were using a PT Cruiser.
That's hilarious. You would think at least one of those dudes would have a truck or something. Maybe they were trying to use a cruiser because it's more in a weird way. It's kind of inconspicuous because you don't expect.
In Michigan,
right?
I think Michigan might be the last state where you could drive a PT Cruiser and not everyone stares at you,
right?
Because Michigan is the place where like those sort of weird like American cars go to die, and you know people are so obsessed with it that they find another life here.
Exactly.
Oh, what about this one?
This one's an interesting one. The Lamborghini
Reventon.
Thank you. Yes, even the $2 million supercars often have unfitting names, although this one is actually pretty hilarious. In Lamborghini tradition, it's named after a famous fighting bull.
Yeah.
However, in Spanish, Reventon means blowout or flat tire. What? That is hilarious. Let's just hope that this will never happen to the Reventon drivers, especially not at the top speed of 220 miles per hour. And yeah, no kidding.
That's crazy.
That is funny.
It's like, I mean, they're Italians making this car, but it's like, do you guys not? I mean, I don't know. I know Italians are.
There's got to be a pretty big market in South America for those, right? Or no?
South America?
Maybe not.
No.
Then maybe they don't care.
The biggest market for a car like that would be the U.S.
Okay.
Maybe London, or maybe China, or it's like rich areas where you could honestly, Italy is probably one of the worst places to have one of those things
because it's so wide.
Terrible road, not terrible roads, but like a lot of cobblestone roads. It's super, and it's gigantic.
Very low.
It's low and wide.
Right.
You're and as I told you about Rome, it's like you're certainly you can't drive that in Rome.
Right. Yeah, definitely not.
Oh, go down to that Jetta. Is that a Bora?
I don't know. Jetta is very unpopular in Germany. We only drive Golfs and Passats, but it's pretty common in the rest of the world.
Yeah,
but how about Italy? Because sadly, the word Jetta sounds very similar to the Italian word Jetta. Sorry, or is it? Yeah, I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Which means losing streak or streak of bad luck. And coincidentally,
that's a terrible car name.
Yeah, I featured at 13th in this list. That's funny. Yeah, because 13 is an unlucky number in the U.S. Ford Pinto. Pinto is a type of bean, isn't it?
It is a type of bean.
The car in the front is a Ford.
Do you know why they have that picture there?
Why?
Oh, you don't. You don't know why?
No.
Because that was a.
What picture do they have there?
They have the picture of a
Jeep right?
running into the back of a Ford Pinto,
and there's like flames.
And the Pinto was a large failure because it was super susceptible to explosion at not even that high of speed rear impacts.
Because the engine was in the rear.
No, I don't even know why. I think it might have something to do.
Gas?
Yeah, I think it might have been more gas related.
Okay. Oh, this is a weird looking car.
I don't even know what that is.
How do you even say that?
Citroën.
Citroën C Métis.
But that's a concept car.
Concept.
That's not a real car.
Yeah. Blah 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 blah. Métis means half cast, but sadly, this word apparently can also mean bastard.
Matisse?
I guess so.
Okay.
Interesting. Anyways, let's get into some foreign language untranslatables, and then we'll talk about road trip.
All right. I'll only give you one because we've been going for a bit. Or two, who knows? Let's do. This is a good road trip one. This is French Canadian, and it's faire le boss de Bécosses. Bécosses.
Can you say it again?
Faire le boss de Bécosses. Bécosses.
Which means?
To be the boss of the toilets.
It was a bad time to just take a sip of water there. To be the boss of toilets.
Yep. You think you're the boss of toilets? Oh, no, excuse me. Maybe I shouldn't say it like that. This guy's the boss of toilets.
You're the one that always has to go to the bathroom.
Nothing to do with toilets.
No, nothing. Okay.
But actually, I could say this person thinks they're the boss of toilets too, maybe. Or it's sort of an insult. Not an insult.
What, you just think you're the coolest?
Kinda, but it's not coolness.
Think you're hot shit?
It's not coolness that you think you are.
Okay.
The boss of toilets. Boss.
You're the most important one. The have the most.
You had it
power?
right the first time where you said you think you're the hot shit. Where I'm saying but we're talking about being a boss. So I'm saying it's someone that mistakes themselves for being the boss of something.
I see.
Or someone that is is unjustifiably acting as the boss.
See. That makes sense. Yeah, you think you're the boss.
Exactly.
But really you're just the boss of
you're
toilets,
the boss of toilets. It essentially means
you're not the boss of anybody.
I imagine exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That's hilarious. You're the
you're the boss? You're the boss of toilets.
That is hilarious. that is really funny.
Toilet is also a funny word. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah. It is a good one. All right, I'll give you a Spanish one, Español. I couldn't tell you actually if this is dialectal or just kind of a standard one, but al mal tiempo, buena cara. Al mal tiempo, buena cara.
Well, tiempo is time.
Mm-hmm.
Tiempo.
I think it can also mean weather.
Weather. Really?
Okay. Yeah, right here it says...
I believe you. No, I'm not... I just... Okay,
so here it says,
I don't know
to bad weather, good face.
To bad weather, good face.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like staying positive in spite of bad times? Keeping a good face?
Yeah, I'll give that to you. We have a phrase, though, in English that I'm trying to...
Does that have
give it to you without actually telling
being over your head?
No, but that actually is a great guess. This one is more like I'm trying to think of a way to tell you without explicitly just saying it. It's a yellow fruit.
Banana.
It's a little bit tart or sour.
Oh, making lemons out of lemonade.
There we go.
Making lemonade out of lemons.
I think it's when life gives you lemons.
Oh yeah, okay.
Make lemonade.
Because I just said making lemons out of lemonade.
Yeah,
which is not what you would do. That's very impressive if you can make lemons out of lemonade.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
All right, fine. I'll give you one more. This is okay. This is. Have you heard of the language Sinhala?
I have not. No.
It's a Sri Lankan language, and I'll say this: the script is really something. Here, I'll send it to you just so you can see what Sri Lankan script looks like.
I'm very sad you don't have a Cyrillic one to test me today. I've been trying to brush up on my...
I didn't realize you were looking
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
To keep you up to date on your Cyrillic knowledge. I'll keep that in mind for next time, though.
Sounds good.
Angi indan kanawalu. To feed on the ear while sitting on the horn.
Oh, is that like to
feed on the ear while sitting on the horn?
Is this like to put your foot in your mouth?
No, but you're actually kind of on the right track.
Okay.
Someone else is doing this to you.
Is it
this person?
So to do something behind someone's back?
You're getting closer. So it's a maybe I would say to you, hey Chad, why are you friends with this person? They're clearly feeding on your ear while sitting on the horn. But you would reply to me, but we're friends. He's nice to me.
Mm-hmm. So it's to be sympathetic of someone. No.
Someone who takes advantage of you while pretending to be on your side.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair. I was a bad example.
That's a tricky one, but that's a good one though.
Yeah,
okay.
That was actually a tricky one. To feed on the ear while sitting on the horn.
I like it though. That's interesting. I'll give you one more Spanish one, and then we can get to the meat and the potatoes today. Estar como una cabra.
To have. Is that estar is have?
To be. To be. Uh-huh.
Damn.
You have ser and estar. Those are both to be in Spanish.
To be. Now, can you give me the rest of it? Sorry, I'm going to get this.
Ser como una cabra. So, for example, you could say estás
I don't know. You can just give it to me.
Well, I'm trying to give this one to you without. Well, yeah.
There's no literal and then meaning sort of situation here.
The to be like a goat is the meaning.
Oh, okay. What is a goat like? To be like a goat are goats like energetic? I imagine goats jumping on a lot of shit.
Yes.
To be like crazy.
Very good. Hit the ham horn. Wow. Yeah. To be a little crazy. A little crazy. Oh, okay. So the literal translation of the Spanish idiom is be like a goat. Be like, did I say be a goat? Or, anyways, be like a goat. Yeah, sorry, be like a goat. That's the como. You did. When someone says this, it often means that someone else is going to do something very crazy. Usually people will say, Jared, estás más loco que una cabra.
Okay.
Which is you are crazier than a goat.
Okay.
And you know what, Jared? I have a feeling if we plan our road trip today and can get a solid car, you might be going a little crazy like a goat driving that thing. You and I might both. So let's talk about road trips. I think road trips are kind of a very special thing, I think, for a lot of Americans. Like I know people in other countries also do road trips. I'm not saying they don't. But when I think of road trips, obviously I'm biased, I guess, as an American.
Why do you think it is so... Why do you think it is more special to Americans than other cultures?
Well, one, I think a lot of people own a car. So
more likely to own a car in the United States.
Yep.
Okay. I agree with that.
So that's one thing. I mean, if you don't have a car, I mean, you can rent a car to do a road trip, but then it might be cheaper to just get a flight or a train ticket.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the thing is I think renting a car, kind of takes some of the enjoyment out of the road trip. It doesn't mean it can't. Some of my favorite road trips have been in rent cars, and I have a list of some of my favorite road trips that we'll get to.
Oh, good.
The best part of a road trip is, at least to me, like the ability to bring essentially as much stuff as you want
and whatever you want,
and on your own sort of terms. Like you don't have to concern yourself with like liquids or like overpacking your suitcase. Usually, you don't
have to chug a bottle of vodka in front of a TSA agent,
or they just pour it in the garbage can in front of you. So like the freedom of being able to bring exactly what you want and just go from your home.
And also have the schedule you want.
Yes.
You know, you're not dependent on you have to get there early to get to security and check your bags and all that. You don't have to worry about lines, queuing up to get, a seat on the train. You just hop in your car, put on whatever tunes, ideally the Untranslatable podcast, and go on your merry way.
When I was planning on going on a European trip last year, one of the ideas that we had before we settled on what we settled on was to do a road trip from like one place to another place. Mm-hmm. I think Paris to Amsterdam or something like that, and stop in places in between. I believe something like that. Anyway, but the idea of taking a road trip sort of immediately lost its luster when we factored in where it's like, well, we have to fly there to begin with, then rent a car. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, and this is not really fun anymore. Now this is just another responsibility and expense we have. And so it's like the idea of doing it in a different place is not really exciting to me. And another thing is it is I think a lot more expensive in other places too. I think we have the gas here. The gas is cheap here. And also I would say there's another cheapness factor that I'm trying to think of, but I couldn't even think of anymore. I already lost it. But yeah, I think it's a uniquely American thing here too. I like something about it is it's very fitting here to do that. And
definitely.
What are some road trips that you've been on? Some of your road trips that stand out in your lifetime.
Well, I think the biggest one, as someone from Michigan, is most people, or a lot of people from Michigan, have probably done a road trip at some point down to Florida. I feel that is a really... You haven't? Okay.
No.
Now, my grandparents lived down there when I was a kid, so we would, a lot of times, not always, but sometimes we would drive down there.
That is super common, though. I mean, I'm very familiar with people doing that. You can get there stay on 75 and 75 South, and you'll get there. I definitely remember hearing that as a child, and it stuck with me. So, yeah, that's a very common one.
And there's some beautiful spots along the way.
I'm honestly shocked that that's a super common one, just because of how long it is.
Yeah,
it's 24 hours?
Right. Yeah, maybe. Or at least 18. I mean, it depends where, I guess, in Florida.
It's shockingly long.
Right.
To be like a common sort of road trip thing. And it is super common because, as I said, I've heard about it in elementary school, middle school, like all growing up. You hear people doing this.
Right.
Let's just say where we are now, Dexter.
To Florida.
Michigan to Orlando. What city would you go to?
Well, we went to Punta Gorda, but yeah, it's a small town.
How do you spell that?
Punta Gorda.
Punta. That's what the Americans call it, Punta Gorda.
Yeah, Punta Gorda. Yeah, that's how you'd say that Spanish word in English.
17 hours.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
So actually, it's 18. 17 hours and 57 minutes.
There we go.
So 18 hours. That's a long way.
The funny thing is, though, I've seen like memes. You see all sorts of Midwestern memes. Some with like ope, but another big one that you see a lot is it's a 3-hour plane ride. Oh, it only takes me 18 hours. I'll just drive there instead.
I'll also say this: it's not by any means an appealing road trip visually.
Right.
I mean, you go through.
Well, if you go through certain parts in Kentucky. That can be really hilly and beautiful.
Is it possible? Can you hit the Blue Ridge Highway if you go there?
I think so. Maybe
I'm asking. I know
it's been a long time. Yeah, I think the last time I took that road trip was in high school.
Blue Ridge Mountains. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of do it. It's kind of off. No, they would add another 5 hours on.
But see, but that's the point. It depends on the type of road trip as well.
True. And
is your goal to just get there, or is the trip the trip?
But if you're going to Florida, yeah, I guess so. 22 hours is not that bad. If from 18 to 22, if you're going through like South Carolina and you're going through the Blue Ridge Mountains. That's actually not terrible.
Well, it'd be fun to break that trip up into a couple of days and go see some other stuff.
But just going straight there is terrible.
Right. Well, yeah, you could get there via flight in like an hour and a half, 2 hours? Right?
Exactly. I've actually done a similar one. I've gone from Michigan to Louisiana, to Baton Rouge, and that was, I wrote it down, that was 16 hours.
Okay.
And it was first of all, we were in a Mini Cooper, which I would probably not recommend as a great road trip vehicle. But also, it was through just some of the most uninspiring land, and I'm just trying to remember where it was now. Oh yeah, okay. So through a giant, I don't think I actually went that way. I think I went. I did go this way through just Illinois, through all the country and farmland of Illinois.
Okay.
Then you go through Missouri and then Mississippi, which had some of the worst roads, and it was
worse than ours.
Yes, because it was just this on the freeway. It was just this. It was a constant.
Oh, that's
so it wasn't
not good.
even like,
okay.
this pothole's going to break my car. But
it's
it
just
was
a constant way.
And we were in a tiny Mini Cooper,
right.
which is not made to soak up the bumps of the freeway.
Right.
It was just constant, and so that was not a fun one, but that was certainly a road trip that I remember, and that was actually more of a necessity road trip because my parents had moved there, and that was their car, and they were getting it there, so that wasn't like a fun one. But I would say some of my. Do you have any? I remember okay. You talked about going to Punta Gorda, which was like your first childhood road trip, that you'd go on. My first childhood road trip that I remember, and the thing is, I remember this, I feel like this might go back to some of my original memories. I'm not even going to lie, because I have vague memories of this, but very clear memories at the same time. That where we went to Yellowstone National Park. And I don't remember the actual being in the car really. I remember pine nuts were involved. I remember there was
pine nuts are involved. What does that even mean? You gotta.
I remember. I feel like. Did my sister have braces at the time? I don't know, but I remember my dad. I remember eating pine nuts and them being hard as shit. But they were delicious. I just remember that. I don't know. For some reason, I remember that's the first time I discovered pine nuts.
That's a great memory of your road trip.
But I also remember seeing the buffalo, or is it buffalo or bison?
Bison.
I remember seeing the bison because they were just in the street. But I looked up how long it would take to get from Troy, Michigan, which I imagine where we lived, maybe Clarkston. It could have been Clarkston now that I think. To get to Yellowstone, it takes 24 hours.
Yeah. I've taken the road trip also out west with my family before too.
Oh, really?
To Montana, yeah.
Oh,
and it's a long one.
That's even further.
And then we
it?
went. Well, I think it depends on the route you take. I think I'm not sure. But once again, I was way younger for that. But yeah.
Did you also, on your way to Montana, did you stop at Mount Rushmore?
That's in North Dakota or South Dakota, my man. But no, we didn't.
Well, you know, but
is that on the way,
dude?
Is Mount Rushmore on the way?
100% on the way. I was shocked to see how much on the way it is. Is that
really on the way?
Dude,
let's see.
It is on the way because I remember. I remember I've been to Mount Rushmore, and I remember during this trip I climbed up those faces.
Really?
Not up them. I didn't get to the top, but I
go up their nose.
You
or
can
anything?
walk on them. You can get right up on it. And I remember, and these are another weird memory. I remember I was wearing sandals at the time, and it was a terrible shoe decision.
No
these
kidding.
Are these weird. I don't know why I remember these.
You were
things.
eating your pine nuts, wearing your sandals, climbing up the face
Clarkston,
of
Michigan. Let's imagine this is where I started because I believe I lived there at the time. To
Yellowstone, right? Or,
no, we'll go to Mount Rushmore because it's on the way. Right. Mount Rushmore is in South Dakota.
Okay.
So you go
okay.
Straight shot. Once you get over past Chicago and around Lake Michigan, it's a straight shot through Wisconsin, Minnesota, South Dakota to Mount Rushmore. And then if I add the next destination as and that takes, how long did that say that took? That takes 17 hours, 17 and a half hours. If you add Yellowstone to that, Yellowstone National Park, 25 hours. Exactly on the way. It's the exact route. You can't not go past it.
Damn, dude, my childhood was robbed. I didn't get to see Mount Rushmore. Damn.
Yeah. And Yellowstone is in Wyoming.
Right. No, but we went to Montana.
That's true. So it could have been out of the way for you.
Right.
Because maybe you went on this highway right here.
Yep.
That goes
very well could
that
have.
is the let's see what highway that is. Which is 94. You probably took 94 instead of this highway, which is 90.
Okay. Very, very well could have been.
We also, that's another good thing. That's another thing about the U.S. We do have a very solid interstate system.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I might not brag about a lot about this country, but I'll put our interstate system up against any other country's
really? Is it
interstate
that good?
System. I'd imagine so.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, you're not an expert.
Mm-hmm. By no means.
But in China, do you think it would be as easy to get around driving as it is
Oh, hell
here?
no.
You couldn't just get from one side of the country to the other in a car reliably.
No, not.
And I would say
not
that
by car. I think by train, yes, but not by car.
we're talking about road trips. Chad.
Right.
I would
Plus,
say
the highways there, man, are so confusing. You should have seen them. I mean, it was just like even to get from downtown, like Jinan, to my place. It was just.
Are there like a lot of them? Do you mean or something?
Yeah, there's just like you just see like Shanghai was even crazier.
See, I would just imagine that like the inter like there's not you couldn't reliably just get like across the entire. You can get anywhere in our country by car pretty easily.
Right.
Essentially.
Right. You're right.
Except for Alaska or Hawaii. Anywhere in the contiguous United States,
right.
It's pretty easy to get around our country.
Mm-hmm.
And so I honestly even with Europe, I would
yeah, for the most part in Europe too, I would agree with you.
But the thing is, it's a little different in Europe because
got the skinnier streets.
You'd have to compare the continent of Europe to this country of the United States,
right?
Just size-wise,
we have a lot of space,
which is not really fair because you can't expect. I don't know. That seems like a harder expectation.
I think that's also kind of the beauty of road trips in the U.S. is that we do have such diverse, just like different climate and scenery and everything.
Yes, you can see every style of sort of landscape and
Like if we went down to Texas, I think we talked about this on the last episode or the one before, how Texas has, if you're in the very north, it's very different from, if you're
even
down
just being
south.
in Texas, you can get a whole bunch of different.
And that would be a place where there would be a lot of space for road
California,
trips.
They say you can go skiing in the morning and surfing in the afternoon or whatever.
Right.
In California.
That would be a great place as well for a road trip. The what's
Pacific
the name
Coast
of that
Highway is
Thank
a
you.
very
Yeah.
popular road trip, an American road trip. I actually have a list of some of the most popular American road trips.
I'm sure another one is probably Route 66, right?
Route 66 is another one, which I don't even know where that is. Is that like in the this in the desert
think that's
somewhere?
through the
in Nevada
desert,
or
yeah.
something
Yep.
in California.
Yep, I'm pretty sure.
That one doesn't seem that exciting to me, to be honest with
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Because that one is literally, for the most part, just a straight desert road. Like that almost seems like
Seems kind of bad idea almost, doesn't it? You get stuck out there.
It almost kind of reminds me of like driving on the freeway through like Iowa or Nebraska, where it's just corn country, except you're just getting, desert. But I don't know anything about Route 66. Actually, I'm looking at it now. Route 66 is a pretty popular. It actually also, oh Jesus, it also goes through like I'm in like the city part of Route 66.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, the idea of the desert road trip doesn't really appeal to me. Is all I'm getting at. One of my favorite sort of kind of semi-desert road trips, I guess, was with Don, friend of the pod. We went from
also check out Millennial State of Mind podcast. Right? Are you guys still doing that?
No. Don couldn't handle it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Never mind then.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went from Salt Lake City to Denver.
Okay.
No, excuse me, to Fort Collins.
Didn't you guys have a Miata?
We did have a Miata. That was the greatest decision.
Can you explain what a Miata is for the non-car
everybody
people
knows
out
what
there?
a Miata is.
Do they?
A Miata is a.
I know what it is.
A
but
Miata
does
is one of the
everybody?
most popular cars in the world.
Okay.
I'd have to imagine.
It's a convertible, isn't it?
It is
Right?
It is a convertible.
It's Mazda, right?
It is a Mazda. Yeah. It's a Mazda MX-5 Miata, and it's a two-seater roadster.
Rear-wheel drive?
Rear-wheel drive.
Okay.
A two-seater roadster.
How many horses?
Convertible sports car. Horses is like 180 in the newest version, but the one we had probably had 155. I think at the time is what they had. It's not by no means fast, but they're known for their
they're
great
sporty, the handling
prowess,
right? Yeah.
and very reliable, and just a fun car, to toss around.
Do they make a coupe version of a Miata?
They make a hardtop. Well, the one we had was actually a hardtop convertible.
Okay.
Which they don't make anymore. Oh no! Now they make an RF, which is like a Targa-ish kind of top, which is not a full. Here, I'll show you. Miata.
I know the idea of a convertible just kind of wigs me out a little bit, like having just no. Because if your car flips,
this is they have a convertible, then they also have this version,
I see,
which is like a Targa, as if you look it up. Yeah, you don't understand. You just don't understand. You're the perfect person that doesn't understand how cars work.
Okay.
Like you asked me about my car, which is a Chevy Volt. Like, is it safe?
Right.
Because it's small, and I was like,
I think I actually asked you about your GTI if it was safe, but either way,
same concept though.
Right.
That's not how safety doesn't. It's not how safety works. It's not like a size thing. I mean, obviously, a big car is the only reason a big car is safer is because its mass is physically. It is bigger, but it's not necessarily a safer car. The safeness comes from the structure of the car and the crash, the crumple zones, like the way the impact is absorbed. Okay. Rather than like specifically the size of a car.
Right. Gotcha.
And so like any modern car, is obviously the regulations have been put into place where if it were to roll over, it's not just going to crush your head. Okay. No government will allow you to have a car that would happen. Like, just safety wise, no one would ever allow that.
So how does a convertible? Sorry, this is a little bit tangential here, but how does that work with a convertible then, though? Because all you have is the windshield above you, right?
No. Well, first of all, the windshield is above you, and the windshield probably is strong enough to hold the entire weight of the car. Okay. And then also, a lot.
And I guess those cars are a lot lighter. You're right. I didn't think about that.
Also, this car is super hard to roll over, and then also if you look behind, this is kind of a bad picture. But if you look behind the seat, there's like a not on an old one because safety
wasn't always
the best for the older ones. On a modern one, Anyway, these are all bad pictures, but you can see like there's a little hoop behind the seat. So it's set. Okay. It's essentially set up to where if it rolls over, the part that is holding the car off the ground is way above where like your
head
your
level
line.
Would be. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're not just gonna, and it might be more dangerous in the sense that I guess you're exposed, and if you go down like the side of a cliff, trees and shit could hit you in the face. But also the ability to roll over a Miata, like I don't even know
you'd
how
have to really have to you'd have to be trying to.
As I said, Don and I drove from Salt Lake City to Fort Collins in a Miata, and if you just go straight, I'm looking, it takes essentially 7 hours.
Okay.
But we purposely took a longer route, and I'm trying to remember which one we took. I don't think we went through Wyoming, so it must have been this one. And we went through like the like on a bunch of mountain roads and not just the main sort of freeway that like sort of smaller highways that go out like are there on mountain like the wraparound mountains and stuff. And it was amazing. So was
it a manual or automatic?
It was an automatic because it was a rental car. It was perfect. Well, first of all, the only thing that was, it was kind of dumb in the sense that all we had was like medium, smaller size duffel bags in a backpack, and we had to literally like jam it into the trunk.
That's
like
hilarious.
we had like space wise, it made no sense to use this car, but we really wanted it for this road trip that we knew we were going to take. So we were just like punching our bag in, like slamming the trunk lid on our duffel bags just to get it to close, and it fit, but it really took we really had to like sort of like squish it in there, and it was great. So what we did was we flew to Salt Lake City because Don likes to go to football games and stuff, and so we went to see Michigan versus University of Utah. And we went to their campus or their football stadium and watched a game there.
Didn't Michigan lose that one too?
I don't remember. They lose a lot. I really don't remember, and they do lose a lot. And I have been to a lot of U of M games, but it's still cool to see because the stadium is sort of like in the side of a mountain, so you can see like mountainscape if you just look out
That's
of
awesome.
the stadium. So just visually, it's a gorgeous stadium. And Don being a U of M guy is like, the stadium's so small in comparison to the big. They call this. I was like, Don, every stadium's not the big. You sound like a New Yorker in like Chicago. You call this a city?
Right.
You can't even get good pizza here.
I was just gonna say, you call this a pizza? This is a pie. This ain't a pizza.
I'm like, not every stadium is gonna be the big house. All right, relax. I was like, can you see the side of a mountain? It's like at the big house. Anyway, but and then our buddy Brad at the time lived in Fort Collins, Colorado, and so we then went from there to Fort Collins to visit him and drove there. And my battery's about to die. And so the trip takes about 9 hours if you take the scenic route. It probably took us closer to 11.
Okay.
It was so funny too because Brad, we kept on telling him, it's like, all right, yeah, we'll be there in about 9 hours because that's how long the trip was supposed to take. And then we realized we took more stops than we needed to. It's like, all right, actually it'll be about 10 hours. And it's like,
and then it was 11.
And then he's like, where are you guys at? Yeah, we're probably about an hour and a half out. You said you'd be here in 10 hours.
Right.
But it was great. We took a bunch of stops. We actually a couple of times we just went off on like a side mountain road up into a mountain to see where it led to for a bit, just for kicks and shits and giggles, shiggles as they say. We had nothing but time. We had no real place to be at a specific time. And that's the best way to do a road trip.
And there's a great feeling of just being on the open road, Jared.
Yes.
There's a nice feeling of. I remember when I was working at Jackson College a couple summers back, and I would make an hour drive there every day. I just got to kind of just liking just seeing that open road and being out there.
Yeah.
And there's something kind of very tranquil and peaceful about it, but it can also be really fun if you're with the right company or you have the right tunes.
Yes.
There's a lot of
the right car,
stuff.
I would say.
Yep.
Because I would say, obviously, we had the right tunes on that trip too. But I would say, what really made that trip was the Miata. I mean, the Miata was the impetus.
What color was it?
It was gray.
Okay.
Actually, Don recently sent me a video. This Miata became we fell in love with this thing. There got to a point where we would almost never put if the top was down and we were getting into it, we would always jump into it. We would never use the doors if the top was down and we were getting into it.
That's awesome.
Oh no, I don't know if it's.
I think I might have seen that. Did you guys post that video a long time ago?
Yeah, it's somewhere. It's probably on Instagram. But yeah, we would like hop into it, and then also awesome. if it was rain, it would rain. It rained for part of the trip. The top was still down. If you're going over 50, 60 miles per hour, you don't get wet.
Really?
Yeah, because the wind, like the way the wind flows over you, the rain won't just go straight down into you.
Really? I didn't know that.
So you could honestly be perfectly dry at 70 miles per hour on the freeway.
What if it's like a downpour?
It wasn't. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's still probably, yeah. But the problem was...
that's crazy. I didn't think about that.
The problem was... there was some traffic for part of it, and so if you stop, then
you're getting soaked.
It's a problem, yeah.
Right,
or if you're going like 15, then you're getting wet. Mm-hmm. But it was the car was really what made it, and I say that because I would like to talk about the perfect vehicle for the road trip
for sure.
Because I would say,
can we go through like our criteria and then like see what kind of vehicle instead of just coming out and saying the car?
Sure.
I think it's so like when we talk about the Miata, I think one of the things.
Here's the video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that video. Yeah, for sure.
And that's at Brad's house in Fort Collins.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We're like the top's down, and me and Don are hopping into
the
it.
Miata. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think first of all, for me, I think it depends on like the criteria would be it depends on how long the road trip is.
Sure.
Right. So if it's I would say if it's under 12 hours, I would be finer with like a smaller car.
That's a long time.
But if it is, but
well, I'd say the good thing about a Miata though. Besides for the size of like the trunk and all that space, it's pretty comfortable. Like it's a comfortable car.
Okay.
But I don't know that. Okay, go ahead.
Remember, you're talking to a dude that drives a Crown Victoria all the time.
Yeah, you think a Miata will kill you at any moment.
Exactly. I'll think I won't be able to turn the steering wheel. It's just too small. But I do think the size does matter a little bit because if you think about especially if you do like a road trip where you go somewhere and you're there for you make like a couple day stops. Like a buddy of mine,
and I'm not being foolish. Mm-hmm. Your Crown Victoria is certainly more comfortable than Miata. Partially because it is much bigger. Yep. Like I'm not saying that has no effect on comfort levels of a car for sure.
Right. All right. So different cars. So we were talking about parameters. You're good. But I do think size. The reason why I take size into consideration is twofold, Jared. Number one, depends on the number of passengers.
Yeah.
Right. So if you do a road trip with just two people, I think you have a lot more flexibility.
Sure.
But some of those kind of classic road trips also. I think can be fun when you have more than two people.
I would say the best. The road trip only gets better with more people.
Right.
A road trip by yourself is just let me get there. Let me get to the place. Yep. A road trip with two people is fun, certainly, but I think even more than that is that like 3 to 4 is really ideal
for sure. So if you're doing 3 to 4, obviously
Miata would not work.
Right. So company amount and which relates to the size of the car. I personally, because I like my car and I like rear-wheel drive, that's something I personally like. Nothing wrong with four-wheel drive. I just like the way it feels a little different when you drive it.
Sure,
you know?
That's true.
I'll never forget when I was 16, a family friend of ours let me give his Mercedes a whip around the neighborhood. And that thing had rear-wheel drive. And just the way it gripped the road. Was really it's a different experience.
Sure.
So for me, that's something I would personally like if I were the driver. But it depends on the terrain as well, doesn't it? To some extent. I mean, if you're in really like kind of, I guess in the U.S. maybe this isn't
on
so
a
much
road
the
trip.
case.
There's almost nothing that you would encounter that would be too much for rear-wheel drive unless you're like purposely going like
off-roading.
Yeah, like
off-roading.
Like even if you're going camping, you'd have to be going like pretty far off the trail to like upset. Especially if it's just dry, normal conditions, you'd have to be going pretty far off. You'd have to be doing something pretty crazy, and you'd be prepared for that if that was happening.
Right. So for me, I guess it's
still just tires more than anything. I would say.
Okay. So for me, I guess what I would take into consideration would be, as I said, size. I would like rear-wheel drive would be on my checklist.
Okay.
Honestly, not to sound snobbish to all of and we talk about the environment a lot here, but I don't really care. I mean, you have to factor in, I guess, gas mileage a little bit, but I don't think that's our biggest concern.
Gas mileage. I thought you were going to say you don't want like an electric car.
I'd be cool with an electric car, but the thing
it's
is
hard
it
to do a road trip?
I was just that was going to be my question: is it dependable?
It's not. It's not even about reliability. Or is that what you mean by dependable?
Well, I mean more. Can you find the charging stations when you need to?
I think if you have a Tesla, I think you can even if you don't have a Tesla. It's going to take a lot longer.
Right.
And it's going it's. It's just I wouldn't want to do it either. I don't think the electric car infrastructure
not yet
has gotten to the point where that's feasible. It's not that it's feasible. Excuse me. That's you can't do it at the same way in the same way you do it.
It's not as convenient.
Thank you. That's
I would say
I'm
that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, it's very doable. Just not convenient.
So I'm pretty straightforward. That's my criteria. What would yours be?
Okay, size definitely is a factor.
Would you want a SUV, an SUV, for a road trip?
If it's four people, probably. Yeah, probably.
Might be nice if you had the TV.
No,
or pin my ride style on the headrest.
Now you're throwing off my whole.
Throwing off your whole thing.
Because I was thinking about I already know what the best. I have the answer, by the way. This is not even up for debate. Obviously, it is up for debate. I'm just kidding. But I have the answer to the best road trip vehicle.
Okay.
And I don't think you're going to like it. I don't think a lot of people are going to like it. I think the answer to the best road trip vehicle possible is a minivan.
Oh, okay.
I would say nothing beats the minivan as the ultimate road trip vehicle. That was the road trip vehicle that we took to go to Yellowstone, a blue Dodge Caravan. Did you take a minivan going to?
Oh yeah, we had a minivan when I was a kid.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Yep. You're right though. You're right.
The minivan, because the thing about the minivan is it's got space. Obviously, is not an issue, and a different style of space than from an SUV because it's easier to access. The minivan, the load floor is essentially you can walk into it. Fuel economy, if you care, is much better in a minivan. There's a much better use of space in minivans in the sense that like even if you compare I would even venture to say that a minivan is probably a better use of space than like a Chevy Suburban,
Okay. Sure.
or like an Expedition, one of those like giant full-size pickup truck-based SUVs. Because those are four-wheel drive, they're sort of high off the ground. They're sort of built on an older style of platform than a minivan. The usage of space is, I don't think, as ideal as a minivan. So I think even though size-wise the full-size SUV is much bigger, I don't think you're getting a much more usable space. If anything, you're probably getting less, I would say. And then I would also say, in a lot of modern minivans, the sort of convenient level of technology you can get is mind-blowing. So first of all, cup holders is key. Cup holders are going to be key on a road trip. Nothing is going to give you more cup holders than a minivan. In addition to that, ports, USB ports.
Yep.
You're going to get
AC, more adjustable AC.
Yes. See, they had that shit in minivans in
the 90s, right?
Yeah. And so, the fact that you can have your own personal AC control in the back.
Twist it to your brother or sister when they're pissing you off and turn it on full blast.
Even just the comfort of, say, being at a rest stop somewhere and being able to have that door open and just have your feet swing out. You can have that door open without having to concern yourself with
someone smashing into your door.
And the opening of the door is gigantic. You walk into it rather than like climb into it. And then another thing about modern minivans, and I know this in the Chrysler Pacifica, actually I think all of them at this point.
What does a minivan actually cost?
These days it's probably like high 30s to 50s.
Okay.
But you can get a used one for any price, with most features that you want for just about any price.
Right.
But modern minivans also come with built-in vacuum cleaners, bro.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And
these were legit designed for parents and families.
Exactly. And so the minivan is by far
That's actually perfect, dude. I'm just imagining you drop something just modern
minivans drive like a car. You know, like
they're not clunky. They handle smooth for the most part.
Exactly. Is
a Honda Odyssey, is that another minivan? Because a friend of mine, I remember his mom had gotten a new one when we were in high school, and she let us drive it a couple times, and it was just crazy how smooth it handled.
Yeah.
It was this big, kind of decent-sized minivan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You are right, though. I'll give it to you. I'll give you credit.
In countries like Japan and Korea and I believe China as well, the minivan is still a luxury. It can be used as a normal vehicle. Let me be clear. It's a normal minivan, too. But, like, I'm trying to think of what it's called. But Toyota makes a minivan that is like
I've seen them.
Rolls-Royce level on the interior.
Okay. Maybe I haven't seen
Toyota, Japanese Toyota luxury van. I can't think of what this thing is called. Yes, this thing. Look at the interior of this thing. Oh no! Okay. I gotta. The Elfer. That's what it is.
It's called the Elfer.
Yeah, Elford. Here, I'll just pull up the pictures.
Alford, I see.
And so this is a Japanese mini or Toyota minivan that they sell in a lot of different markets. Like when I was in Tanzania, not a brand new one, but this was the
not
minivan
the one with the Rolls Royce interior.
Not the Rolls Royce level, but this is the executive lounge version.
Ooh,
look
fancy.
At the freaking interior of this thing.
Okay.
Hold on. This is the look. This is the.
Oh wow, dude, that looks like an airplane.
Yes.
Or no. You know what that looks like? That looks like at like a fancy movie theater kind of.
Yes.
That's what that looks like.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a business class seat.
Bro, it's got reclining chairs.
And I think like a business class seat, I think it fully reclines into bed level.
I'm going to be honest with you though. This would be one of those cars where it would be awesome to have for a road trip, but I wouldn't want to be the driver.
No. Also, you don't want to be seen. This thing is hideous, by the way.
I mean, look,
like it's a hideous van.
That's true. But hey, if you're going for comfort here,
but that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
It's got a little screen.
I'm not really looking to pull up on Miami Beach
in your minivan.
Exactly.
You're not.
Look at all these seat. This is the back seat, bro.
That's crazy.
Look at all these seat controls.
Right.
Heated and cooled seats.
See, that does look like a. Like those old airplane armrests with all the buttons.
Things that you can pull out. Yeah.
Yep.
It's got heated and cooled seats, fully reclining. You can control your HVAC on the side from right there.
Nice.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. See,
that's
I would
pretty
say
good. But now, Jared, I agree with you that this is for sure probably like a minivan is the quintessential road tripping tool.
Yes.
But you and I are not going to get a minivan for our road trip. So let's talk about, we've kind of nailed down some things we are looking for.
Listen, though, if I was going with like 4 to 5 people, I would.
Well,
because
sure.
I would have to rent a car. I have this Volt, which holds 4 people uncomfortably without there's terrible back seat space in the Volt. My other car is a 2-seater, or not 2-seater, 2-door. So if I were doing a road trip with 4 people, I would have to rent a car.
Yep.
And I would probably go minivan.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. If I were like, all right, I'm buying a new car for myself. I have a good bit of money. I'm not Jeff Bezos, but let's say I have a good bit of money where I could spend essentially what I want for a car. And this is going to be my car / I know I'm going to go on road trips. I'm probably not going to buy a minivan because I'm like, I like the minivan for the road trip, but I don't want to be seen in or drive this the other 350 days of the year that I'm not road tripping.
Roll up to the fancy black tie event in your minivan. What up?
Yeah. See, that's the thing where it's like at that point, then you got to have a chauffeur. That's the only way you'd be cool pulling up in a minivan.
That's fair.
Even Chrysler.
Or get a bunch of pets, which I know you don't want to do, but if you got a bunch of pets, you could also justify maybe a minivan.
That's true. That's true.
But
even Chrysler, though, you don't even have to go Japanese. I think even Chrysler makes one that has like in the
that looks pretty
like
comfy.
A top trim Chrysler minivan. And in it,
dude,
you
can
get like these
6
pillows.
people in there. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like those pillows would be uncomfortable.
I mean, in that spot, but the seat, I believe, goes all the way back.
Ooh, okay.
And then you can use it. You don't want it on your back there. It's kind of annoying.
Right.
But you can have a luxury.
Okay.
But if I were shopping for myself, sure, I'm not going to get a minivan.
Right.
No.
So what? So you have this website pulled up.
Yeah.
What kind of car do you think? that we would get. Well, first of all,
you and I before we started doing this pod, and when we were just talking before this, it seems like we're both really itching to do a road trip.
Yep.
And I told you that there was a rental car agency down the street from me, and I could have sworn I saw a Challenger Hellcat in there, but I couldn't find it on their website because I was like,
what if it's one of the employees?
I thought so, but it's like that's an employee at a rental car agency can buy like a $70,000 car.
Right. Who knows?
But I was like, I was looking at the dealership. I was looking at the rental place, and I was like, I'm renting that thing, and I'm just gonna drive somewhere. I don't even know where. I might just be like, hey, guess what? I'm in Chicago. Yeah, I don't know. I'm driving back now. But we were thinking, what should we rent? And I was saying that there is Turo, which is the essentially like an Airbnb of rental car companies. So you can put in, you can put in your location, and then people can put up their own cars to be rented. And let's actually go forward a little bit, because if we do it right now, we might be limiting ourselves a little bit.
Right.
So let's just do the beginning of let's do mid-February, just so we can potentially get some more options. Let's just do a random day so we can see what kind of stuff we can see.
Can we get a car with Wi-Fi built in so I can work from road trip?
Yeah, we could do some. Some
okay,
like
lots of Teslas I'm already seeing.
Or so we do like pods on the road. You upload it from our car. Yeah, Tesla we don't want, because Tesla is, I don't know. It's not.
I mean, they're cool cars, but I think that like we talked about, the convenience factor you need to consider.
If we're talking a road trip, and Teslas to me, they're such appliances. They don't spark any joy. You know.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know. I don't even know, to be honest with you. I don't know. It's just, it seems like an appliance to me.
Okay.
Maybe because the interior is so sparse.
Okay.
And it's just, and I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me.
Well,
I don't have a problem with them. And like as a commuter car, I'm sure it's a great option. It just doesn't passion. It doesn't strike me.
Right.
See, now we're talking.
A Jaguar.
2014 Jaguar F-Type convertible. Now, hopefully we don't roll over so Chad's head doesn't get chopped off. But it is a S, which I imagine this is probably the V6, supercharged V6, which is not slow. That's like 380-ish.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
340 maybe in this 2014 one.
Okay.
380. I'm good at this, Chad.
Yep.
And this would be a fun car. And this car is $142 a day.
Okay. Hey, if we split that, that's not that expensive. I'm just saying, that's not that expensive if we split that.
What are you doing next weekend, Chad?
We could be going on a road trip, Jared. And one thing I wanted to mention, I would love to do one around.
By the way, just so you know.
Right. Well, I would love to do one like around Michigan.
So
that would be a dope one. Like if you go around the coast and go up and around Michigan. I've seen some maps of just like some of the best spots in Michigan. That would be pretty cool. That's a badass looking car.
All right, let me actually let's refocus this.
Okay.
Let's make this a little bit more realistic.
Let's see what some other ones are.
No. Let's make this a little more realistic and do it
on a weekend.
Let's then actually do it on a time that we could actually do this.
Okay.
So let's not do. I mean,
I'm getting surgery next Friday, so that won't work.
You're getting surgery next Friday?
Yeah, we can talk about it off the air a little bit. It's nothing serious, just outpatient.
I know what it is. I remember. Yeah. So in celebration of a successful surgery, we could do it.
Let's do it on the 12th.
The 12th. Okay, let's do.
Is there a way we can sneak that Monday off? Maybe.
Will we do you want to do a full weekend trip together?
Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Hey, you're a good buddy of mine. It wouldn't be that weird.
Would I bring my partner, or would it just be
just be the dude? I don't know. You could bring Sydney if you want. Wouldn't bug me. I don't know.
Well, I only asked because well, then we couldn't do that car.
Why is that? Is it just not available?
Well,
then
it's a 2-seater.
Oh, right. Well, then let's just do a Friday, Saturday, or a Saturday, Sunday.
Do you want to do just the two of us?
Sure. Well, let's look for now.
You don't have to be. I'm not going to be offended if you say you don't want Sydney to come along. That car's still available, and it's cheaper.
Oh, it's cheap. It's $100 a day.
134.
Oh, okay. So what if we just did a Saturday, Sunday, or a Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, I think
Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
We drive. We stay. Figure out a place.
And we're going to get an Airbnb.
Or are you just going to drive straight for 12 hours?
I don't know. We're figuring this out right now. I don't know. These are all great questions.
Let's see. I want to see what some of the other cars are, though. Let's shop around.
Sure.
But that one needs to definitely be a consideration, because that would be awesome.
It's fast. It's cool looking. I'm just gonna give it
cool.
I wonder if I have to sign. I'll sign.
Just
in.
Google
Why
real
not?
quick a couple mouse clicks, Jared. There we go.
Let me just sign in so I can just save that car.
Perfect.
I agree. Yes. You can now. You can
bombard you with all the emails.
All right. So the F type is saved.
Nice. Okay.
M6
BMW would be cool.
Okay, actually, I prefer the M6 over the F type.
Oh, that would be
this
cool.
This car is the same price as although it's winter. So we also have to keep in mind.
that's true.
Both of these cars
That's
are
true.
high power rear-wheel drive sedan.
That's true. I wonder if we should schedule the road trip further out when we don't have to worry about.
Though, I'm more concerned about whether it's snowing or not.
Right.
Not the fact that it's rear-wheel drive and powerful. Really.
Well, sure. But what's the point of getting a badass car for a road trip if you can't utilize the badassness of the car?
Should we maybe skip on because these are both convertibles. That's probably why they're cheap.
Oh, yeah, and it's winter. Good point.
But this is
right.
a monster of a car for $134.
But they have the what's it called? The back of it. I mean, you can cover it. Well, just wear your damn winter jacket, right? Yeah, the top. Yeah.
Actually, this car might have what they call an air scarf.
Okay.
Which is a vent specifically in the seat that blows hot air on the back of your neck.
Fancy. Okay. That would be pretty cool. I do like BM. That would be pretty cool. It actually
does not have an air scarf. Like an SL has an air scarf, but this one doesn't.
That's a badass looking car.
This car is actually much faster. Like
so 2 days,
significantly faster.
So 2 days, it'd be what $260. So $130 a person. That's not bad to drive a badass car like that for a couple days.
I might take that over the Jaguar.
Okay. Well, let's see what else there is.
Sure. We're still like convertibles,
right?
Focus, Ford Focus.
Is there a way you can filter some of those out?
Yeah,
some of the kind of the quote unquote normal cars. But yeah, I just love the idea of, I mean, once again, it depends on the purpose of the road trip, right? And I think for both of us, it would just be to get on the road and experience these cars and see some cool stuff along the way.
Exactly.
So like a Friday, Saturday would probably be perfect.
I raised the price limit to $80.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just to filter out like the cheap Ford Focuses.
Right, makes sense. Makes sense. What if you go highest price to lowest price is the sort? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
If we're splitting this between the two of us, why not?
That's true.
Why not?
That's true. I like
use that good spending power, Jared. All right, let's see.
S-Class, it's kind of boring.
Right. Couple Mercedes Benzes. Okay, keep going.
Now this actually, this might be the super powerful. This is a GLE, which is GLE 63, I believe. So this is like the high power V8.
That's an awesome looking
550 horsepower, 577 horsepower. So this is actually, and this is it's all-wheel drive, obviously,
right?
And it's not a convertible.
So far,
well, it's $300, so it is kind of pricey. More S classes. We're not going to get a Polaris Slingshot.
Nope. Ooh, Charger.
Charger. That's a 392. So that's the one below the Hellcat. Still plenty fast. Teslas. A Stelvio, but that's it's nothing special because it's not. You can get faster than that for cheaper. Suburban or Tahoe, Range Rover. It's just a nice SUV.
Right.
It's not really fun.
Right. Another M series.
A 6, but this is a 6 Series. This one is an M6, and this is just like a 640 or 650.
Okay. The M6 is obviously faster, right?
Yeah, and actually cheaper for some reason.
Okay.
Maybe just this person's less excited to give their car away than the other person.
Could be. I don't
still
blame
a powerful. This is still a V8.
Oh, nice.
I'd be curious to know what tires.
Are these both automatic or are they?
Yeah, these are all automatic.
Okay.
Everything so far has been automatic.
Okay. Because I have only driven a stick maybe 4 or 5 times in my life. I need to learn how to do it.
Do you want an Escalade?
An Escalade. That'd be interesting.
Or a Raptor. That's kind of.
Oh, that would be cool. Honestly,
is that a Raptor? It's an F-150. That is a Raptor.
Oh, that's a badass looking truck right there.
That might be kind of cool.
That would be cool. That would be. But see, then if you do that, you got to go like back roading a little bit too, don't you?
Dude, there are plenty of dirt roads that can be explored.
That is true.
I wouldn't.
Oh man.
The Raptor's kind of cool.
Yeah, the Raptor's super cool.
I'd be down with. I've never experienced a Raptor before, and it's obviously. And it kind of makes, I would think, obviously, like the F-Type and the M6 are cool, but it's like a 2-door convertible. It's kind of,
Right.
Although is a Raptor, or is that douchey? Would we be douchey?
I mean,
it's a rental, though. Who cares?
You're only douchey if you're not playing Travis Tritt or
if that's the case, then Raptor and Escalade, essentially the same.
Put that on your favorites. I would say the Raptor.
Raptor and Escalade, essentially same price. Which one do you think is cooler?
I would rather try the Raptor. personally.
I think I agree with you. I think
nothing against Escalades; they're dope cars.
But I think it's a little bit more not normal. Normal, I guess. It's a little bit more of a normal SUV.
Right.
When a Raptor is sort of like the sports car of trucks.
Right.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
They're like an $80,000-$90,000 truck, isn't it?
Yeah. You got Escalades, Tahoes, 7 Series.
Actually, you know what, man?
Camaro.
Thinking about it mathematically speaking, I wonder how much you'd have to rent out. Like if you bought a Raptor, how many times you'd have to rent it out for?
Oh yeah, to
you know what
money.
I mean? Right.
Yeah, maybe
because I'm sure a lot of people are doing this to make money.
The thing about the Raptors too, we could also go like pretty far north.
Yep.
And not be concerned about like if we have an M6 or an F-Type, we have to be concerned about weather.
Yep. Oh,
if we have
sure.
a Raptor, we can go
anywhere and do anything. Yeah.
There's no concern about it's going to get a foot of snow. Good.
Right. Yep.
Good.
Let's go do some donuts in the parking lot somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, I like the idea of the Raptor.
Raptor's
so far.
pretty cool. Yeah, let's see what else is there though. It looks like there's still some stuff. Some minivans, Jared. We could get a minivan.
Fancy SUVs, Wrangler,
couple Jeeps. Yeah, not interested.
Velar, Wrangler, C-Class, CRV. This is
the Camaro looks kind of cool.
Yeah, but it's also convertible.
Oh, okay, of course.
3 Series, Wrangler, that's a Ram, but it's just a normal Ram.
Okay. I think the Raptor so far has been maybe
C-Class. We're getting cheaper, so we're probably not going to get much cooler.
What about that Challenger?
Yeah, but it's just a.
Is it just regular Challenger?
It's not a regular, but it's not even a 392. Like it is a V8, but it's the one. It's not even a 3. I'd at least want to go 392 if I'm going to go.
Okay.
And I you got to take these off. The yellow, take off the yellow things. It's dumb.
Dodge Ram, that's normal.
Yeah,
Durango,
we're getting cheaper though, so we're not going to get much cooler than we've seen. I don't think.
Yeah, I think that Ford Raptor might be.
I think the Raptor's it.
Might be the one. That. Yeah,
and then I'd be very inclined to just go as north. Yeah, as I get cheaper, it's not getting cooler.
Yeah,
and then
makes sense.
We could easily see how north we could go. You know.
Yeah. That would be dope, dude. Get the Raptor. How much is it again per day?
$131.
That's not too bad for a couple days.
So for a weekend, and if
I'm assuming you'd probably or whoever decides to rent this out, we need to probably do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Now I don't want to be that guy, but would it bother you if I brought my partner?
I don't care.
Okay,
I think it'd be fine
because
if she's okay, if she can tolerate me for that time, yeah. I think so. I think it'd be nice.
Yeah, and that way it would lower cost. And let's see if we can go. Now I'm wondering, now that we have this, we should go like up north. Like properly up north.
Yeah.
How long does it take to get to Petoskey?
I'm not sure.
Do you think he'd be pissed as hell if he came back with like an extra 2,000 miles on his truck?
Well, I wonder if that's probably maybe something in the price or in the cost too, isn't it?
There might be a mileage limit. I don't know. 3 hours, bro.
Well, I'm telling you, I think we should go west.
We should go even
go up
higher than that. Then, if it's only 3 hours,
I'm telling you though, I think the way to go is you go west,
dude,
and then you go.
We're about to experience some real. All right, now we have to do this.
Yeah,
This
should be great.
We have to. We're gonna go. We should go like up here or something, like where Houghton, is that one of these up north places?
I mean, there's a ton of different places up there, but yeah, Houghton's one of them.
Yeah. Oh, I'm very excited.
This would be cool.
We should definitely do
for
this.
Sure.
Keep this in your plans.
Okay.
We'll talk about this later.
Sounds good. I'm excited
road
though.
Trip.
And I will say, a truck was not the vehicle I thought we were going to go with.
No, that actually would not be my choice.
The Jaguar would be cool, but I think
we'll save that. We can do this again.
It'd be cool if we did this a couple times a year. Just rented a badass car, especially the fact that we're living in the same place.
It's not even that expensive.
Right.
Yeah. And the Raptor is the perfect sport vehicle for
the time being.
I didn't realize it was that quick to get up north.
Right.
Because we could easily get to serious snow, and have the perfect vehicle for it.
Right. Let's just hope we don't get stuck in the snow.
We'll be all right.
I don't think that thing will. But yeah, that's interesting though. I will say this though. I'm hoping when the weather gets nicer, I would love to find a Mustang rental and take that thing for a spin.
Oh yeah,
as well.
I'm sure that is very easy to find.
Right. What? So we mentioned Turo. Are there any other good, like just your standard rental site other than Turo?
I mean, there are other rental sites that
are like Turo, or
I don't know actually. I don't know. That's a good.
Does it say anything about miles or mileage there? Also, this is a 4-door, which is also good.
Yep, fully loaded, panoramic sunroof. beadlock wheels with off-road tires, heated and cooled leather
nice,
seats, lane departure, and adaptive cruise. I've never even used adaptive cruise control. I'm excited for that.
Yep.
The Ford Raptor is a desert runner, pavement-pounding beast. Equipped. Okay, yeah, you said Fox. We got it. It's tuned, so it has 525 horsepower instead of the standard 450.
Okay.
No smoking, eating, or pets. Sure, of course. Located 10 minutes from the airport. They said nothing about miles.
Okay.
There's no mileage limit.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
There's unlimited mileage. In-state only.
Hey, we're staying in Michigan.
Okay. Wait. No, unlimited mileage is $250 a day. Isn't that what that says?
I think so.
So that probably means that there.
So I'll have to see what the
mileage
mileage is. Yeah. Okay.
All right, but I'm still open to this. That's not stopping me.
Right. I think this is a good start. Yeah.
Modified.
This will be fun. Okay.
Fully loaded Raptor.
Pretty badass, dude.
That's pretty
black.
sweet. That's all black. Yeah. So it's the least obnoxious. Like it's not going to have like the
Let me just tell you how I picture this going, though.
Okay.
So when you're driving it, I'm assuming it's gonna, and I want to drive this thing too. So don't be monopolizing all the driving. But the way I envision it, you'll be driving it. Your partner will be in the passenger seat, and I'm just be conked the fuck out in the back seat probably, or doing who knows what. But it'll be fun. I think this will be super cool.
So what weekend did we say that was?
I think the 12th of February,
12th,
something like that.
The 12th
I need to look at my work schedule and just make sure, because I wonder if I could take the Friday. No, it might be worth it if we could take that Friday off or do a half day on Friday or something. I obviously need to check with my bosses, but that would be super cool. And like I said, if we could go westward and then just go.
What do you mean west? Around. What do you mean? You want to go up on this way?
No, I mean I want to.
Oh, you want to go along
west
the
coast?
Yeah,
the west coast would be gorgeous, probably.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Go up the west coast and then go up to the UP.
You want to go all the way up to the UP?
Maybe, or maybe just go up to. I don't know. I mean, I think a good spot for maybe Friday would be drive into like Traverse City or something.
Oh, I see. So stop there.
Stop there for Friday night, and then Saturday wake up, and then continue our drive wherever we want to go.
This big ass old house is in the very tippy top of Michigan for $120 a day.
Okay, nice. If we can, I think with the car, the gas, and the hotel, I bet you we could probably keep it under
$500.
Yep,
per person.
Yep. Which is pretty good for a weekend trip with a brand new whip.
I did not go on. I haven't been on vacation in a long time.
Me either. It's overdue. Mm-hmm. And I think a road trip is a good thing to do now during our current situation.
I agree with you.
So
I agree.
I am kind of excited though that we did conclude with the Raptor. I think we'll definitely have to look more into this and see. But in the future, another road trip that I think would be fun to take would be to either down to Florida or just down. Like I would love to visit like Nashville and Memphis, and so just a road trip down there at some point would be awesome.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up the Mercedes Sprinter van. I thought that's something that you might bring up, or like the Ford Transit van that's like kitted out. I thought that's something you might bring up as a great road trip vehicle.
Nope. I was thinking more so of drivability, not.
Yeah.
But one that my uncle actually has or had is a VW, one of those VW hippie buses.
And
that
classic.
would be an awesome road trip vehicle right there. That's the one you want to do when you go out to California.
Yeah,
and you do the Coast Highway.
Not a great winter.
No.
But yeah. Okay. Wow. Look at that. We really just spent this episode planning a trip, and I'm not mad about it. Some of my other big road trips that I've been on, I've driven from Detroit to Denver. That was
how long did that take?
19 hours. Did it in two goes. I think I stopped somewhere in Iowa. That was boring as shit because it was through Iowa, Nebraska, then Colorado, and it was just straight corn
until you got to Colorado.
Essentially, yeah.
And even in Colorado, people don't realize there's also a lot of just farm.
Yeah, it didn't just immediately turn over to
mountains,
first actually it did switch over to a lot of like cattle, but then it smelled like literal shit for the next like 4 hours of the trip. And I was like, okay, this is cool. Another interesting
Welcome
one.
to America.
Another interesting one was was Detroit to Burlington, Vermont. That was fun because my cousin Chris lives there, and he forgot to bring his passport because he had flown or something. He didn't have his passport, so we couldn't go through Canada, which is the quickest way.
Okay.
And so we had to go through the U.S., through New York or whatever. And that way, it takes you on these, you're on these very desolate areas of the Northeast, and these highways that we were on this one highway. I believe it's called Highway 8 or something, and it looked like we were driving down the dirt road part of Zeeb or something like that.
Right.
But it was it was like a highway, and I was like, this is crazy. And it was also winter time, so it was kind of snowy, and so it was kind of like an adventure. It was cool.
I think that is what the allure to road trips are, Jared. Is the adventure.
Does there have to be some sort of Is that part of the Great American Road Trip? Is that there's some sort of action-y aspect to it? Because
I think so, maybe.
Whether it be having some sort of fun car and going on fun roads like Pacific Coast Highway, or the Blue Ridge Mountains in Tennessee and North Carolina,
right.
or going to some camping location, or in your Raptor or something
Michigan,
like that.
Right?
Yeah, I guess so. But I feel like a big part of it is that it just also does represent the freedom too,
right?
And our obsession with freedom.
Oh, for sure.
Where it's I can just get in my car and go anywhere and just be free from my from my worries.
Exactly. The other thing too that's so crucial for a good road trip, Jared, is, as I've mentioned, the music.
Yes.
The music, or especially if you're doing the road trip on your own, music is even more important.
Necessary, yeah.
Right. Which I think should lead us to our song of the pod for today.
How do you? Are you a good? Do you like making a playlist for a group?
I've made a couple. Well, I've made more playlists for parties, but never for a road trip. I haven't made any road trip playlists. And I think
it's kind of stressful. Not stressful, but actually, no, I'll stick with stressful.
Okay.
Trying to be I hope people will like this, or
right.
when a song's playing, or it's I put this song in there because I like it,
right.
But then you see no one else really getting excited about it. And it's okay, I don't know. It's just it seems like a big responsibility.
Sure. Well, I think it's only a big responsibility if people have incredibly different music tastes.
Sure.
I think you and I, for the most part, we like enough music in common where I think we wouldn't run out of stuff to listen to that we both like.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We both have pretty open music interests, but if I only played country music or metal music, you and your partner would probably be like, Jesus, get me out of this damn car. I'm sick of hearing all this twangy country music, or I'm sick of all this crazy metal music. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But at the same time, I feel like what's so important about playlist for a road trip is I think we put too much thought into singular songs. When if you think about it, you're on the road for so long, who gives a shit if you skip a song or two?
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
So but I see what you're saying. There is a big responsibility to it.
Some of the genres that I say are key for a road trip song for me are definitely going to be the something did I say this, was this on the pod or before we started?
I think before
something
maybe.
You can sing along to.
Oh, yep.
Is necessary, and I think that's a lot of fun, especially when you have a lot of people. I mean, it's fun by yourself too, but when you have a lot of people and you're all singing.
Oh, I'm doing a full-on karaoke when I'm driving by myself. So definitely,
singing along to stuff is fun. But then also, I think you can't just be hype for an entire road trip.
No, that gets old.
So I think it's also key to have some stuff that you can vibe out to and sort of have on silently, or even to the point where
it's background music.
Exactly. Even to the point where someone could, someone who's not driving could put on headphones and say listen to a podcast or something, and not even be that distracted by the music.
Which I think leads us to our song on the pod today.
Yeah, which I think falls into that category.
Definitely, which is called "The Fuss," and it's by the Pablo Project, which is what was the guy's name again? It was something Holland. I had it on my phone. All right. Anyways,
Tom Holland
doesn't know. No, Patrick Holland, I think it was. Anyways, the Pablo Project is this guy out of, I believe he was out of Colorado, or no, Canada, Montreal, Canada is where he's from. And this song just has that kind of very transient kind of vibe where you could just be we listened to I think 2 songs off of his album. Both of them had kind of similar vibes where you could just toss that on and drive for hours.
Yeah.
Or I imagine if you worked at a lobby of like a hostel, like a young hip hostel, this would be maybe some of the tunes that you might hear in the background.
I could see that. Know. Yeah, yes. Yes. I could see
like the one we stayed at in Berlin. Yep.
Oh, you know, it's funny. I was actually thinking of the one we stayed at in
Prague. The Elf. That place is so nuts.
Yeah, with the friendly front desk
lady. Yeah, she was something else, man. Something else. But yeah, but this song, just has those kind of cool vibes where you can just listen to it.
And the way that the whole album is set up is that we're almost, if you're not paying attention, it could sort of all be one continuous track
because it's a similar tempo and similar kind of vibes.
Yeah, and I like that. It's great. It would be great. Keep that album in mind for our road trip.
I will say though, we have to take a video of. If we're in a Raptor, we need to find like some really hillbilly country music and get a video of us and obviously you got to say slipping on gator piss at that point.
Yeah, and also
if you ain't driving a Raptor, you slipping on gator piss.
I have the perfect song for that, by the way.
Oh, nice. Oh, of course. Although, hey, don't be calling Willie a hillbilly.
That's true.
Those are fighting words right there.
I feel like that song is a little slow and doesn't fully represent the abilities of the 500 plus horsepower jumpable pickup truck that we have.
I feel like a song more like Toby Keith, like we'll put a boot in your ass or whatever that song is called, is more appropriate for something as powerful as a Raptor.
Yeah. It needs something a little more aggressive than what Willie Nelson's bringing to the table.
But hey, when we're driving through the city and we're following the speed limit, being safe. I was going to say we were going to play the song of the pod, but we could also play that one too. I was thinking On the Road Again serves more in the back roads.
Back country, yes.
Or just kind of on the highway and it's just desolate, like just woods around you. And you know what the phrase they call like truckers and also some country singers call that, Jared?
What?
You're searching for the end of the long white line. At first when I heard that, I thought they were talking about cocaine. Right, because a white line, right?
And musicians,
right, exactly. But it's actually obviously the lines on the freeway.
Or sometimes even, which we might experience in the snow.
Yep.
You get like that sort of Star Wars warp speed effect when the snow's coming at your windshield.
Right.
Yeah.
But this would be a good song to like put on if you're like kind of white knuckle driving, just to like have something a little bit more chill vibes in the background.
On the Road Again gives me the sense that like you've been on the road for too long.
Okay.
Like you're almost like you're. I don't want to say you're taking uppers, but it's like your 14th hour on the road,
right?
And you've been doing this for the past like 6 days, and you're just like. And I feel like there's just trying to make it through.
I feel like there's 2 stages of On the Road Again. You play it at the very beginning of your trip when you're all excited, and then you're right, and then you get the like
doing this again.
And it's just cornfield, cows, cornfield.
Yeah. But I'm very excited for this, and this is what road trips are all about.
Right. Well, and thankfully. We do have some great songs on our Song of the Pod playlist already that we can look at.
We could even exploit the Song of the Pod playlist for the road trip.
For sure.
That's true. Although we might not have signal for some of those road trip based off of where it seems like we might be going.
That's also true. That's why at some point we need to rent a car that has Wi-Fi in the car. You know what I'm
well, this is fully loaded. Maybe that's one of the features.
Maybe it does. Maybe. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. So anyways, check out our Song of the Pod, though. It is The Fuss by the Pablo Project. We'll have it.
Wrong button.
What? Oh, yeah, no kidding. But yeah, check it out on our Song of the Pod playlist on YouTube, Untranslatable Podcast. I'm excited, though, Jared, about this opportunity to do a little road tripping. I think right now this is definitely one of the safer ways to travel.
Sure.
Your partner, and I, we've all been working from home. As you can tell from our social media, or I guess not tell, we haven't been posting selfies at parties or doing any crazy stuff.
We usually do.
Right, exactly. Jared hasn't been going to all his nightclubs as usual.
No.
But yeah, so I think this will be a fun kind of safe way to travel and see some new stuff, and also just get to experience a new car, which I'm really excited about.
Me too.
Very excited. So anyways, let us know what kind of whip, what kind of car you'd like to drive for your own road trip, or some places you'd like to check out on a road trip at untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com. You can slide into our DMs on Twitter or Instagram. On Twitter, it's untranslatable1. On Instagram, untranslatable podcast. If you know of any other good rental cars out there or rental sites, let us know. Hit us up. Otherwise, we want to thank you all so much for your support. And as we say here at the Untranslatable Podcast, Dziękujemy, muchas gracias, shisha, and do svidania. Getting that raptor.
They say no burnouts, but how can you... Oh, tire depth is measured before and after each trip. You can do one.
Yep, that doesn't surprise me.
One in the snow. That's not going to affect the tire.
My other question is, what does it say? 750 fee if you do burnout? Is that what it says? Or no?
No, it doesn't.
I see a fee there. I see a number.
That says 150. That's smoking or eating or having pets.
Gotcha.
Drinking or... See, that's the problem.
What?
Well, we could figure it out, but we'd have to be very careful with the eating and drinking in the car then, I guess.
Oh. Well, I think... Couldn't we also clean it before we take it back to the person?
Yeah, of course. I'm actually texting Sydney right now. How do you feel about taking a road trip up?
Who knows? Maybe she might not want to come with you
with
and I.
Chad and I.
This is a great idea, though. This will be awesome.
In a rented
Raptor. It has a nice ring to it.
Raptor is a great name.
Yep.
Raptor.
You know we got to flex and take some pics
with
that car for sure.
Of course.
For sure. Yeah, this will be awesome, dude. I hope we can make this maybe like a happen a couple times a year maybe. Especially if I stay in Michigan, dude.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That would be great. And yeah, lots of great stuff for the pod too. We can check out different places. Yeah.